That first frame, the first scrappy frame, with the first frame of the evening where we haven't had a break above 40. 34 was the highest Charlie Carter made. Things will certainly get better.
When you talk about Ronnie O'Sullivan and his best ever performance, there are plenty to pick from. But in many respects, when he beat Carter 5-2 in the 2007 Northern Ireland Trophy at the Waterfront Hall in Belfast, that was unbeatable, because in the 5 frames he won, he made 5 century breaks.
Another test of cueing. We saw Ding Junhui miss one of those shots by an awful long way. Charlie Carter has done exactly the same, missed it by a mile. Doesn't appear at first glance to have left anything.
When you think about that, you know, Willie, to win a best of 9, 5-2 and make 5 centuries, it's preposterous. I think you made 3 centuries once in a match, didn't you, and lost?
3 centuries and a 90 and lost 5-4. Murdo MacLeod, do you remember him? Scottish. If you're listening, Murdo, I hope you're well. Never forgive you for that.
1.
Very useful fluke.
Just a fraction over a round. Okay, he can still pot the black, but the angle, the cue ball's going to be going right into the past the blue spot area, which he doesn't want. It's very hard to hold it. That cue ball has just stopped 2 inches before it did. He'd have been perfectly on that black, as it is now. End of break. This one may pot, the one at the extreme right hand side of the pack. If it does pot, he'll take it on, but we'll be playing for a baulk colour.
You know, he's been thirsting to play in the Premier League for a number of years now, and I think that's shone through in the way he's played so far tonight. He's certainly taken to the shot clock like that proverbial duck to water. Over the years, one of the problems that's afflicted players who are coming into the Premier League for the first time, they see the shot clock and they tend to rush, become over quick, as it were. Carter seems to have the rhythm pretty much sorted out. The key is to play as naturally as possible.
Well, he's been very lucky there, because that was a really careless safety. It was so easy there to get back into baulk, and having caught, as he's just laughing at myself in the comment spots, knowing that I would be bemoaning his luck.
Catch under.
Well, it's got away with it again there, because touching ball means it's very, very simple to get behind a bought colour. It's best to play these two cushions and get the white tight on the cushion. It's not important, just for amateur players watching, it's not important to get the snooker. It's always best to find the top cushion. Force your opponent into playing a good safety. You see, that's better than getting tight behind the yellow or tight behind the brown. These pros are so good at just resting on balls off one or two cushions. At least now he has to make contact with the red. What an excellent safety shot that was. Beautiful shot. Fair reply. Pots available into either corner pocket, both of which are fraught with danger, so I don't think he'll be taking it on. Very fine shot, this one. So fine he missed it.
Foul and a miss. Ali Carter 4.
Well, with the position of the Reds here, any kind of safety misjudgment, i.e. hitting the ball too thick there, would have been very expensive indeed.
You killed off the cushion, didn't you? Bit further forward.
Discussion as to where the cue ball should be replaced on the table, and of course that doesn't eat into O'Sullivan's 20 seconds. Good safety from O'Sullivan, good safety from Carter. Worth a go, shot to nothing. Natural angle to take the cue ball back up into the safety of baulk. Good Q Sports venue, the Dome in Doncaster, Willie, over the years. We used to have the World Match Play here. Gary Wilkinson won the title and James Wattener in this venue. And we've already seen some wonderful snooker tonight as well. Former venue as well for the World Pool Masters.
Well, Ronnie's little wry smile there suggests that that cue ball moved a little bit. He was probably trying to hit it half ball the other side, and it just seemed to swing on the nap and hit it half ball the wrong side, but it doesn't at first glance to appear to have left anything too easy. I think this red will cut, but he wouldn't have any idea where the cue ball was going, so refusing to play it.
Time extension.
Very, very good. Very good.
One.
And the pink's in play as well, so after potting the blue, he'll be quickly trying to get rid of the red to the left of the pink. Not necessarily after the next shot, but that's his key red now to make this a frame winning opportunity. Where the That's the reason he played for it first now. The pink in play, he can win the frame because the black's out of commission, so he needs that pink in play.
6.
And as quickly as that, has got it in play.
You know, tonight
7.
could kickstart Ali Carter's season, which has begun slowly. He was a finalist in the Wuxi Classic, an invitation tournament in China. Beat Sean Murphy in the semi-finals. Lost to Mark Selby in the final 9-7. He was a teammate of Selby's in the World Cup in Thailand, but
13.
England only got to the quarter-finals. He was beaten in the last 32 of the Australian Open, the first world ranking event of the season, by Marcus Campbell. And he lost in the last 32 of the Shanghai Masters as well, 5-4 to Mark King. And of course, Carter there was the defending champion. So he needs something good to happen.
I don't feel so bad now because we were having a little chat with Ali Carter just before he came down for his first match, and because I'd said in the top of the show, oh dear, that he hasn't had the greatest seasons yet.
Ali Carter 14.
He half had a little dig at me, but it was only in fun. But now you've read those stats out and missing that pink there, that's probably one of the reasons why he hasn't had a great start to the season.
His last tournament, the Brazil Masters, he lost 4-0 in the quarterfinals to Stephen Hendry, and actually lost his temper in the third frame. Failed to roll up behind a ball colour. Left it short. Obviously put himself in a snooker that was intended for Hendry and just whacked at the balls indiscriminately. Unlike him, I think that was a sign of the frustration he's feeling. But if he could get 6 frames and therefore 6 points in the back tonight, he'd be feeling a whole lot better.
Oh, black and pink now out of commission, so this is not a good chance, but another 20 or 30 points would put Ali 50 odd points in front, and where the balls are would make him strong favourite.
1.
Not bound to get onto a colour of this next red. He needs to really try and get onto the blue at an angle to come down for these reds. So it's key to get a good angle on this blue.
3.
And where the cue ball's finished, that's not guaranteed. Not bound to get onto this nicely.
4.
He's okay on the yellow or green. Would love just to get onto the red, 2 away from the black. Pot that and just flick the red away from the black. That's what he'd like to do. Now how's the weight?
2 reds, 2 yellows. The old Ted Lowe phrase comes to mind. Little fish are sweet.
What a legend, the late great Ted Lowe. Many happy hours listening to that young, well, I'm going to say young man, that gentleman commentating. Wow.
Ali Carter 6.
This has been a really strange first frame and a half, hasn't it? It's almost like they're giving each other too much respect.
Well, 35 points normally, with 8 reds on the table, not significant, but it's a useful advantage, this, because they're very, very awkwardly placed, aren't they, to get any kind of fluency going.
Well, they might not be well placed after this shot if this red, outside red pots. Well, with the rest, it's not the way I was thinking he could pot this red and move the black into play, but with the rest, it's a tough shot. But he played it, he did get the black in play, but luckily for Ali, I don't think he's left anything straightforward. Ronnie will be annoyed with himself there, catching the green. And let's see how he cues at this one. This is another tough pot. I just wondered, Phil, I mean, tables play different every time you play, but it's been very, very hot outside. It's really hot in this auditorium. I just wonder whether the cloth, the dampness, you know, is got into the cloth, because these long pots, and they're not getting very close to them at the moment. The tables can react different every time you play. Sometimes if you put a little bit of unwanted side and it pushes in, and every time the long pots have been missed thin, so the white's definitely pushing around a little bit. Oh, how's the angle on this red? Can he get onto the black in the opposite corner? Doesn't appear so.
During the course of his career, O'Sullivan has produced wonderful snooker on all kinds of tables. Really slow ones in the Far East, extraordinarily fast ones that other players find a rolling off. Publicly, at least, I don't think I've ever heard him complain about a table.
Yeah, I agree, that's a great asset, isn't it? He's never bemoaned the conditions. Well, that's opened things up, hasn't it? He thought there was plenty of value in taking the pot, because he thought it was the only red he could leave on. Luckily for Ronnie, he's brought them all into play, but not left anything simple. But at least now the frame is anybody's where the balls are.
Tap at the table with his cue from O'Sullivan, acknowledging the excellent weighted safety from Carter. It's been an excellent exchange of safety. These last 3 or 4 shots have been played perfectly. All very similar shots, aren't they? Playing with a lot of side to swing it around 2 and 3 cushions. Unfortunately for Ronnie, just caught that one a little bit too thin. By and large, though, this season, Willie, he's been pretty patient.
It's nice to see it, Phil, isn't it? I remember when he was working with the great Ray Reardon that he started to enjoy the safety, started to make that another task. You know, we all know he's one of the greatest of all time in the balls, and if there was anything that was missing sometimes, his petulance and playing very careless safety shots. But he worked with Reardon for a year and a half, and that, for me, was the best Ronnie had ever played during that time. But somehow, I don't know if he's working with anybody at the moment, he seems to be concentrating again on his safety. We know what a great potter he is, and that, boy, that was a great pot.
Well, I've always said if O'Sullivan's application had matched his talent, he could double the amount of titles he's won.
It's been a good night, gents. Don't spoil it now, please. Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
A couple of smart remarks from the back row and quickly admonished by Paul Collier.
Foul and a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan 7.
Yes, he's got to get the black in the right place here, because it's a lot easier to hit the red if the black's in the wrong place. That's why he's just making sure there. You see Ali Carter's asked for the black to be put back, and that's very, very sporting from Ali Carter, because it was so much easier where the black was. There's precious little room around the back of this black to rest on the red he wanted to. I still don't think he's got it quite right. I think there's a lot more room now around the back of the black to rest onto the red he wanted to play. Let's just have a little look at the angle this comes off at. Yeah, there's a little bit more room, wasn't there? So not quite right with the black. Good shot.
The O'Sullivan patience continues.
On a lot of occasions he'd have been playing the red in the middle field, wouldn't he? Refused it. Well, I suppose best of 5, 1-0 behind and 30 behind. It's hard to take a risk, but I expected him to have a go at that one.
Let me tell you, he badly wants to be at Hopton-on-Sea at the end of November in those playoffs.
Didn't get through that nicely. I expected him to knock that one in. Concentrated so hard on holding the cue ball, just decelerated into that shot a little bit. Excellent pot. What kind of angle has he got on the brown? At first glance doesn't look great. So he's just playing the safety shot. This is going to be tough to hit.
Ali Carter 1.
We could be here for a while. Just trying to rest on the one on the cushion. If he doesn't get it, it'll be replaced. Wow, that's fantastic. What a shot. Probably the shot of the night.
I would definitely agree with that. It was the judgment of the angle and the weight. Pinpoint. What a contrast tonight. We've had 45 minutes of snooker in the final so far, only one frame completed. The two semi-finals were over much quicker than this. It just goes to show what's at stake here.
If he has a good angle on the yellow, he'll take it on. If he doesn't, he'll play the snooker, so he's taking it on. Anywhere near the pink spot is fine for this next red. Now, if the two reds pot, he needs to go into the black off this red, because it's easier to get two reds and two blacks. So if those two reds are available on the left hand side, he'll be trying to get on the black. If they're not available, he can move them out. He's got the perfect angle on the black. He just plays a little cannon into the top red. It'll just bring it into play. There's the cannon. Oh, he's unlucky. I say unlucky because the white's gone on the cushion. Any other kiss would have been on both balls.
11.
One of those awkward blind cutbacks coming up. So easy on this to overcut. Good part, and with these flying cushions, he's done well to actually hold the cue ball this side of the baulk line.
Yes, 2 cushion on the green. He'll be nicely on the red into the right-hand corner. And if he gets on it nicely, you'd expect him to level at 1-all. And this has been really a very, very good tactical frame. OK, there's been lots of balls missed, but the safety in this frame has been superb. It just shows when
60.
O'Sullivan adapts himself to all conditions, he's really is tough to beat.
Carter will be hoping that the brown's a stumbling block.
23.
Low scoring frame. O'Sullivan needs yellow to blue.
25.
It was only a 34 break that took Ali Carter to the first frame. He's going to struggle to get more than that here as well. If this is
28.
dead straight, he's going to struggle to get on the blue. Just a slight angle.
32.
There is 11 points in front. Just this blue.
The clearance, numerically nothing to write home about, but the way it was compiled, out of the top draw. Needing 1 snooker though, Carter will definitely carry on.
37.
Given the way they played in the semi-finals, Willie, who would have thought that? Here we are in the tail end of the second frame and the highest break of the final, 37.
It's half a chance here for Ali to get cue ball in behind the black, but the pink will be going very close to a pocket. Well, he's played it slow enough to not do that, but he had a good angle there to get in behind the black, not quite worked.
That is just so unlucky from Ali Carter. An unwanted fluke.